Hello and welcome to Dan's Bluecast. Everton. Pre-match talk, here we go. And today, for the first time, I'm hosting with two guests. And it's going really well. Looking forward to adding these in. Pre-match talk, you know how it goes. This is an exciting one. So first of all, I'm going to we've had him in before. He's got the setup right this time. Paul. And I'm going to add in a new guest, not been on before, first time he's ever done it, Joe, as well. Here we are. All set up. So, first of all, I'll speak to you, Paul. How are we doing?
We're doing good. Yeah, doing good.
Excited? Joe, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Big game tomorrow.
Three Evertonians rearing to go. So, start off with you, Paul. We'll take it on turns, keep it nice and organised for people in the comments. I'll put a shout-out birthday message for Everything Everton at the bottom. 3 Evertonians sitting here.
Sorry,
Paul, how do you feel about Leeds?
Hang on a sec, because I can hear you twice.
Oh, sorry, I'll let you get that right. Joe, I'll move it on to you. How do you feel about Leeds? Not Leeds, Aston Villa. I've got Leeds in my head. I'm that excited we beat them. Aston Villa.
Well, I'm not sure. We've got a couple of good results lately, but they're a good team, so it ain't going to be easy. But I think Calvert-Lewin's still out, so I don't really know what to think, to be honest. Just more of the same, really. Last
time when we played them, because I've got that in my head. Last time when we played them, if you remember, I think it was the game where Onana made the mistake when he come on.
Yeah.
And it was the big introductory of Onana. And he come on, he made a mistake, and they scored, and we went 1-0 down. And then he went and bombed it forward and got us a goal.
Yeah.
And I just remember that last Aston Villa game as Onana. That just his performance and him making a mistake, but showing he can be really good. But we was in that game. I felt that the result wasn't what it should be.
Yeah, I thought we did play. We played well. I think it was the second game, wasn't it, of the season? Second game, and we played well. Onana come on, done well. Obviously, made the mistake, but I think we done that a lot under Lampard. There were games where we would play all right, but just a couple of chances and we'd just lose. And then again, it'd be the same story about having no one up front that could finish.
Yeah, it's just this is the story, though, isn't it? No one up front. We've got Mope. I said he did well last game, and I haven't spoke to you before. And I feel if you play the ball into his feet, that it's a lot better. And I think it'll be better. How are you getting on, Paul, with the...
I think that's better now. I had
right, yeah?
And then the sound went ballistic, so I'm fine. Now.
Yeah, we've got it right now, yeah? I didn't know if I had to add you back in or not, whether you sorted it, but you sorted it, yeah. So, Paul, how do you feel about this game? Aston Villa?
I'm less confident with this than I was with Leeds. I think they're a different proposition. I think they're better attacking. I think they're as bad defending. So I think we're going to have our work cut out for us, really. I really do.
Yeah, I think the same. I think this is a lot harder. They seem like they're more of a complete team than Leeds. Like when you look at them defensively and you look at them midfield and attacking wise, they seem like they're a lot more. They've got class all over the pitch. I don't like to big another team up, but they have got good names all over the pitch. And I'm just going to get their team up now. Have you got their team there, Paul?
Yeah, I've picked out a few players that are probably their biggest threats. Because what they tend to do is they tend to play in sort of a 4-4-2 formation or 4-5-1. Suppose similar to us in many ways when they've not got the ball. They tend to have Watkins, who's their main guy. I suppose Calvert-Lewin would be our main guy. And then they have someone floating around behind. So Buendia or Coutinho, either one in that kind of number 10 spot. They love going down the sides. They love attacking wing backs. So the likes of Moreno, who they bought in the summer, I think, or even in this January, I can't remember which one it was. He's an attacking left back. I think he scored the other week. You got Matty Cash on the right hand side, and they always come forward because whereas some teams have quite wide left and right midfielders, their left and right midfielders tend to cut in, like Martino or like Coutinho or McGinn. They come on the inside, so then the likes of Cash and Moreno are going around the outside. So they attack a lot. They have a lot of shots. They do get a lot of shots on target as well. But thankfully for us, their defence is pretty shocking, especially at the moment.
I've managed to get you bang on with what you say. You've done your research there. I've managed to get the team up now, and I did watch them last game actually, and I thought the result against Arsenal wasn't what it was. It wasn't a 4-2 at all because Aston Villa was winning that game most of the game. They started really well. They scored the first goal. The striker, we all know him, Watkins, he's been a shitbag against us before, and he's very fast. Striker we'd love, to be fair. Bit like, well, I wouldn't say he's like Calvert-Lewin. He's probably in more form than what Calvert-Lewin is when he's in form. So we've got a handful with Watkins.
Watkins is very much like Rashford, I suppose, in that kind of he's a bit more slender, quick, can finish a chance. I mean, he's on 4 goals in the last 4 games, so he's on a record. It'd be a Villa record if he gets 5 in 5. So he's obviously going to be aiming for that. So going forward, he's their biggest threat, not their only threat, because Buendia and Coutinho have scored in the last few games as well. So they can certainly score.
I'm looking at the lad's name from Norwich as well. He scored a header against us before as well, hasn't he? The small midfielder. What's it? Buendia or something like that.
Buendia, that's him. That's him. Buendia playing in number 10.
I remember him scoring a header and I was absolutely fuming. He's smallest player on the pitch and he scored a header against us. I still get the flashbacks. I'm sure you remember it as well. He scored a header from a corner. So some of these players have got history of being good against us. And the other thing I will say is I thought he was playing Digna. He isn't playing, is he?
He's in and out of the team. Like I said, they bought Moreno from Portugal or Spain, I think it was. And he's a decent attacking fullback. So maybe Dean is not fancied by what's his name, manager's name.
Trying to think what's the manager's name?
Emery.
Yeah.
Emery.
Yeah.
They changed managers that much. I forget who it is. I was thinking who his name was as well. It's not Steven Gerrard now. I know that. I wish it was still Gerrard because he was absolutely awful.
Yeah.
So they are. We're going through them now. They are pretty decent. I think you agree as well, don't you, Joe? This is a good team that we're coming up against. And it's a better team than Leeds, like Paul's just said.
Good side, yeah. They've got. There's a lot of different players they got, so it's like there's a good variety in the way they play. But their defence, we can definitely get at their defence from set pieces, especially. We've been good from them in the last couple of games. But going forward, they're dangerous. But with Watkins, I think most of his game is sort of running in behind. But I think with the way that Dyche has been set up, we defend quite deep. So I'm hoping there won't be that much space for him to run in. So hopefully we can keep him quiet.
Well, that comment from the Blues just linked to what you just said. Watkins scored more in his last 4 games than any. Yeah, but don't worry because we're just getting good. We're just starting to score our goals. So don't worry about that. Yes, he has done better than what we have done previously under Lampard, but we're going to smash goals in now. So don't worry about that. But yeah, he has got better form than what our attacking players have got. He's one to watch. And I'm a bit worried about Watkins because we seem to struggle with fast attacking players, don't we? I think our centre-backs are okay with anyone that sits. Like, I think Bamford isn't that fast. I don't know whether you disagree, but he isn't that fast. And he was easy to handle last game. I thought Bamford was easy to handle. But if you think back to I'm going to call them red shite. I'm not going to call them Liverpool. If you think back to the red shite game, they had fast attackers and the quarters out on the break, didn't they? And I think that's something we've got to watch out with Watkins is if we go up for these set pieces, like you've just said, Joe, we've got to be wary of their fast attacking players like Watkins because they can catch us out on the break, where I felt like Bamford was a bit more safe.
Yeah, it's a good point. That goal against them, terrible on the counter-attack. But hopefully, I don't know what to think because we haven't really got anyone that can come in and change a game. That's our problem. Whereas Villa, they've got Bailey, they've got Buendia, they've got Coutinho, they've got Watkins, they've got a lot of players there that are all different profiles. So that's what I worry about late in the game when they can make changes.
But this is what I think now on that, what you've just said. We need to start the game good. And if we can do what we've been doing under Sean Dyche, if we can start the game good and we can go ahead, the players that are coming on just need to see out the win.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. Where the difference is, this is why it's good to have people on. I'm enjoying having two on here. I feel quite professional. But this is the good thing on what you're saying. If they scored first, we need to bring players off the bench that can come and help us get back into the game and win the game. And what you're saying there, Joe, that's when I don't feel we've got the options. But if we start well and get the first goal, we're going to be bringing on different players. So it depends on how we start, on how we use our bench, I think. What do you think on that, Paul?
Yeah, I'd say Joe's spot on about the set pieces. I mean, if you look at their forward line, midfield, I mean, probably same as ours in some ways. But height-wise, we've got some big fellas. You know, Decore is massive, Sozanana. The two lads at the back, they'll always come up as well. I think we've got some height enough to, you know, sort of make Mings or Konsa or whoever the centre backs are really nervous. So I think winning the free kicks around the edge of the box, winning the corners, that's going to be key. I don't think we're going to create a lot of easy chances in the sort of 18-yard box or anything like that. I think it'll be a case of winning those free kicks first, and then we create our chances from that.
I think you're bang on as well, yeah. I think you're right. It's just, I just look now, I'll just announce this now. I didn't even have my camera on. I got that excited that YouTube was coming on. I just looked at the side of me and my camera is sitting on my bed and I just thought, oh my days, my camera, I haven't even got it on. So I just quickly put my camera on. Oh, it's all about it. It's got to be entertaining as well. So I've got my camera on now. I thought the picture was a bit blurry. YouTube got it bang on and I'm the one slacking today.
Oh, mate, yeah. We can see your shirt. It's all right.
There you go. I'm ready. Do you know what? This is... I'll tell you a quick story. We'll go into our lineups now because we spoke about we'll talk about Everton, then we'll go into the lineups. But I was looking all around the house for this shirt, and guess where it was?
Go on.
On the unicorn. I was looking all around the house for it, and I thought I've wore the green top on the channel. I've wore the gold one. I haven't wore this one with a pink trim on it. And I was looking around the house for it, and I was like, "Where is that?" And I walked through the pasture, looked at the unicorn, and it had this on still from the last video. So that's where I found it.
It could be our player of the season, that unicorn.
I'm using it tomorrow. We need everything we can. This is a massive, massive game. So we'll quickly talk about. We spoke about Leeds. Didn't want to talk about them that much, but we had to because it's our opposition. We've got to take them seriously. It's a massive game. You both said that they're really good. And we've got some cracking players, and this is a really, really hard game, harder than Leeds.
Villa.
Villa, yeah, harder than Leeds. Sorry, I keep getting the teams mixed up here. But yeah, so what about us? How do you feel? How do you feel we're gonna? How do you feel we're gonna cope these?
I think. Go on, Joe. You go first.
I think Coleman and Mikalenko, as long as they stay back against, well, it's hard to say because they're fullbacks, they've got pacey fullbacks, but I think if they stay back in their positions and don't do anything stupid, it should be all right in wide areas because they're good defenders in one-on-ones. Our midfield, hopefully, if he plays the same system where he packs that midfield, hopefully that can stop them, because they like to play through the middle, didn't they? Getting through, but yeah, I just don't know what to think, to be honest. It's hard with Everton because you never know what you're going to get.
No, it is. The form's good though, 2 and 3. I'm going to jump on you now. I'm going to say, what's your lineup? I'm going to go straight into lineups, because the problem is I've just noticed now, when I ask you what you think Everton are going to be like, you talk about the lineups, you go into the lineups, because you can't talk about how Everton are going to be without talking about the lineups and the team. So, Joe, I'll start with you first. Give me your team.
Same
tomorrow against Aston Villa, by the way, against Aston Villa, not Leeds.
Yeah, same as last game. I don't think you change a winning team.
So you go in
Pickford, Coleman,
Mikalenko.
Yeah, Tarkowski, Cody.
Yep.
Decore, Garner, Onana, McNeil, and Iwobi and Mope.
Yeah, so exactly the same team. Yeah, Garner Gay, yeah. When you say Garner, you think James Garner and Garner Gay, that's a confusing thing.
I know, yeah. I always call him Garner.
You got me confused then, but I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
People in the comments as well, like to keep you involved. Got 3 people on, so it's hard to put the comments up all the time. We're talking about the teams now. Joe's just gave his team. You drop your team in the comments as we're talking teams. Paul, pressure after last time. We nailed absolutely everything. We nailed the team. And we nailed the score. So I feel like this is pressure on now to be consistent.
We're going to keep these standards high, Dan.
Yes.
Keep the standards high. I could give you the really short answer, or I could expand it a little bit, but it's basically going to be the same because we don't have a lot of options. And I was sort of looking at the comments as well, and some people are saying about Gray, bringing him on second half. I think that's vital, is that you hold something back. Because if you do go 1 down, 2-1 down, you've got 20 minutes left, what are you going to do? So someone like Gray being on the bench is going to work better. The other, I mean, everyone else kind of takes care of themselves, unless you're going to sort of go Godfrey and swap him for Mikalenko. But I can't see that happening over us doing the Arsenal win and the Leeds win. Like Joe said, I think it's pretty much going to stay the same. The other argument would be whether it be Mope or Sims. You know, because Mope doesn't offer us a lot with the ball up front. And Sims is a bit more weighty, can maybe do a job for us a bit more with the ball. But if what I was saying before is right and we want to win this, well, we are going to win this on set pieces around the edge of the box, then the person who'll get you free kicks would be Mope. So I would keep him in as well. And then Sims and Gray are your impact players off the bench. But everyone else will be the same.
I seen someone mention about Sims, like you just said in the comments. They said Sims. I just feel he'll start with Mope. We both said, didn't we? Mope did well. I know we wasn't sure about him, but it feels like he earned a chance to go again, didn't it? With the way he played in that first 60 minutes. And we're not going to really change. I'll give my lineup now. We're not going to change it, are we? I don't feel like you said, Joe, and like you said, Paul. I don't think you're going to change the winning recipe, are you, from how good there was last time? And the thing is, we said this against Liverpool, didn't we? We played the same team against Liverpool and said give the same team a chance. And they didn't play well. But this time I feel like you've got to play the same team, and this time they've got to turn up. So mine's exactly the same. I wouldn't bring in Godfrey. I wouldn't bring in Holgate. I wouldn't bring in Michael Keane. I wouldn't bring in Sims to start. I would start with Mope because I feel like Sims coming on was good. Because, you know, if you manage to if you're winning like we was, which we're going to go out to do, I feel like we've got a good chance against these. If we're winning, I think Sims was good to come on. Do you know when you're winning 1-0 and you need him to hold the ball up? I think he was cracking holding the ball up, seeing out the game. Because you need a centre forward when you've got the lead to just keep the ball up top. And I thought Sims did that well. I think everything went to plan last game. So I think the substitution is going to be Damari Gray to come on for fresh legs and speed, and then obviously Sims to come on to hold the ball up, and that's the way it's going to be. Hopefully, we don't have to make the Tom Davies substitution again.
Well, that's all on whether the lads stay fit in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah,
because I think if Onana went off when he first went down against Leeds, if he'd gone off then, I don't think we would have won the game. I think they would have got back into it, to be honest. But he stayed on, he grafted, and we managed to see it through. So Davies is the only midfielder who's available to come on for anyone who is injured in that middle three. So not so much his fault, but you need the others to be fit and stay on the pitch.
Yeah, it's like you say, if you get a player injured in centre midfield, the option is going to be Davies. I mean, if James Garner is fit, he's going to come on. Maybe if he's fit, but I don't feel he's there yet. Do you? But I don't.
No, he's just come back. He's just come back from the injury, so he's not even had has he had the chance to play in the under 21 games or anything?
I think he played last week.
Did he?
Last week, yeah.
Well, maybe squad, but certainly not anywhere near the starting 11.
No, so he was training. He played the under 21s, and he was training because I've seen a video today of all the players giving each other piggybacks and doing team bonding and stuff like that. And James Garner was there. So he's back, but I don't think he's fully ready by listening to the Daesh interview. So I don't think he's fully ready. They're slowly coming back. Townsend's not ready. I've said this on the press. So I think against Aston Villa, we've got to box them in like we normally do. The 4-5-1. I don't think they're that good at passing, are they? Like, they're not a fluent team where you say they've got everything. Like Arsenal were really good at passing, and you think they're a good passing team. I think Aston Villa are a bit bitty bobby.
In the games that they've had, so the last 5 games, they've had the majority of possession when they've played the likes of Leicester. They lost 4-2 at home to Leicester. They beat Southampton away 1-0, and they beat Leeds at home 2-1. But then, so they were getting like 65% possession in those games. But then, obviously, when they played Man City and Arsenal, it's totally swapped. The players haven't swapped. They don't seem to have changed their personnel that much. But what they've done is they've maybe changed the style and sat back. Because then in those 2 games, they've ended up with the 30% and the other 2 top sides with 70%. So in terms of who they're playing, they'll maybe pass all right. Obviously, when they're playing Leicester, Southampton and Leeds, they might be like that way against us. We might be the team who sit back and soak it a little bit.
Yeah, well, you just see, someone just put here in the comments, Dad doesn't have a clue Villa are a really good passing team. And Paul, you just said they are actually good at passing. I haven't watched Villa that much. This is a good part about doing these. And I've got 2 people on to tell me. I watched them again. The only time I've watched Villa this season is against Arsenal last game, and they didn't have much of the ball against Arsenal because Arsenal was better than them. So to that comment, that's the reason. I don't know much about Villa. That's why I'm asking you the questions. And Paul, I'm glad you corrected me that maybe they are a good passing team, and we're going to sit back and let them have the ball and try and catch them out. How do you think we're going to go about this game then, Paul? How are we going to win this?
Like I say, I think we're going to do it by being strong at the back, strong in full back positions, because that's where they're going to attack. Anyone who's played bloody Sunday League will look at the full backs. Who's the oldest? Who's the slowest? So they'll target Coleman. They could easily do that. They might target Mykolenko as just being a weak link. So they'll overload him with the likes of McGinn and Matty Cash. Matty Cash likes to get forward. Bloody hell, he scored against us in the past, I think. So Mykolenko needs support, whether that be Iwobi, say, on the left-hand side, or it be McNeil, whichever way he does that. They've got to be round him to support a lot. Very, very much like the Arsenal game, if you like. I think Arsenal did like to sort of pass it around the middle a lot. I think a lot of Villa's goals come in from sort of low crosses from the right or left side, or they end up being a screen from the edge of the area. I think we can have him on set pieces, and that's where it'll be. I think I could see. It wouldn't surprise me to see Onana getting on the score sheet. To be honest.
Yeah,
you come out with we can definitely do it.
You've come out with good stuff about Aston Villa. Like someone just said in the comments, they're basically saying the same thing as well. They are good down the wings. I know they've got Bailey as well, who's been a shitbag against us before, but he hasn't been starting, but he's been coming on. So we're going to have to watch them down the wings. And I think I've said it before, the two games that we've been good out of these three, Iwobi and McNeil have massively got back to help our left back and right back, and I think it's going to have to be the same by what you're saying, Paul. I think they're going to have to get back and be very organised, our left winger and right winger, to help the players out. And if they don't do that, we could be in trouble. You made me a bit scared now, Paul. They are quite good. I'm glad you've been honest about how good these are, because we need to take them serious. This is not an easy game, and I've been looking at the league table, and I've been like, if we win this. No. If we win this game, we get away from it a little bit. It gives us like 3 points to play around with without going back into the relegation zone. Where if we lose this, we are back where we started last time, back in the relegation zone. This is massive. This is such a big game, and I'm nervous and I'm excited because it really is a big game. It's the difference between being in the relegation free or getting yourself away from it with 3 points to help you to keep away from it, if you understand where I'm coming from. Yeah. There's key battles. I mean, I I'd say sometimes there's notes, Dan. Sometimes I do notes. I've started doing. Well, I kind of came up with where there kind of be key battles all over the pitch. So the likes of Watkins would obviously be against Tarkowski or Cody, whichever one. So pace is on Watkins' side, but maybe strength is on our side. A key one's probably going to be Garner, Teresa Garner in the middle against Buendia. So if he goes out of position a little bit, Buendia can find those gaps. So he's got to be on the ball and be in the right positions. And then the fullbacks against those two, like I was saying, if Miko and Coleman can have enough support so they don't get beaten around the outside, then we've got a decent chance of keeping a clean sheet, I reckon. Really I like that, because in your head you've got like battles that are going to win the game. Yeah, and I was thinking about that earlier on, because I put Adrisagana Gay against the Bernardino, or whatever you say his name. I put Adrisagana Gay against him, and I've done Onana against the Brazilian, what's his name that they've got? Luis. Luis. I've got Onana against him, and that's a good battle, isn't it? Because he's quite good into that Brazilian they've got. That's a heavyweight battle, that is. Yeah, that's a good midfield battle. And then they've got McGinn, and I've got McGinn against Decore, which is... Well, it's one, like you say, it's those midfielders like Coutinho and McGinn would start on either side wide and then come across and create something. That's why the fullbacks go around the outside. So a little bit like Iwobi at his strongest, I think we said the other week, was that when he's on the left-hand side and he can use his right foot and he sort of jinks across a few players, doesn't really go past anybody, but just sort of jinks past sort of across the line, across their defensive line. And then he can create something. But if you give Iwobi the ball on the right-hand side, he's as bad as the rest of them. He won't be able to take anyone on. He has a little go, but thinks, I'm not going to be able to cross this in. So he'll stop, do his little turn or whatever, and then pass it back. So I think Coutinho, Buendia, McGinn are those kinds of players, to be honest. So if you've got someone in that sort of number 6 role where Garner should be, hopefully he'll stop any of that being creative for him. Yeah, you've got to watch. When I watched the Coutinho goal against Arsenal, he just comes in late, doesn't he? He arrives late in the box. That's his special trade, isn't it? He arrives late and lashes onto the shot. And I feel like we've got to put someone on him at all times, because he is someone, if you let him get a shot away, Coutinho is a little bit of a shitbag. Are you scared of Coutinho, Joe?
Well, he's ex-Liverpool, isn't it? It's written in the stars.
That's what scares me more, yeah. Right.
But no, I think Garner's got the experience to sort of know what he's going to do. You know, we've trained with world class players. He's going to know the sort of style he plays. I think as long as we don't let their midfield create anything, we can definitely nick it. But but I think, like you were saying a minute ago, when they attack out wide, look to put balls in the box, we're good at defending them. When it comes to crosses in the box and like set pieces, we're much better this year than last year. But just need to keep, the players like Coutinho and Buendia, keep them quiet, and I think we'll be all right.
I'm liking it because you're both pretty confident. You've both. The thing is, you've both not down-tooled how good Aston Villa are. You both said that they are really good, and you've took them very seriously. But I don't think it's just an Everton thing as well. I think with the way we've been playing, you've seen ways that we can hurt them, and I think the same thing. Like you say, set pieces, pressing them at the right times with Onana and Doucouré, and I just feel that our confidence is getting higher. 2 games in 3. We've got a good chance, isn't it? So I'm going to move on to score predictions. I mean, we'll finish it now with score predictions. I feel you both said everything that you need to say about this pretty much, haven't you there, I think?
Yeah.
Don't want to add anything?
So all I would say is that middle 3 have got to be on the score sheet tomorrow, because Villa's weakness is that edge of their own area, because I've seen so many goals. Mings is probably the biggest culprit. It's kind of like a Harry Maguire in some ways, and he can be amazing one game and absolutely horrendous the next. So what often they tend to do is lose possession on the edge of their own area, or their clearances maybe are just going into the wrong places. One example was one of Arsenal's goals. I think Mings could have just headed it out for a corner. Instead, heads it into the middle of the area where the penalty spot is, and then Saka hits a rocket into the roof of the net. So I think as long as our 3 lads in the middle, when we are going forward, get forward as well, I think there's a chance that one of those 3 could bag one tomorrow.
But I think the same. I mean, some people have said in the comments, like you said as well, that Villa are a good. I didn't think there was a good passing side, but they must have got better. But I still see. This is the reason I said this. I still see Mings making a bad pass from centre back if we press them. If Onana and Doucouré are there, I can see some of their players making a bad pass. So I just think if we say to them, "You have the ball and you show us what we've got," I don't think it's going to be that good. I think we can catch them out where they make a bad pass, or where there's a tackle to be made and Onana can turn it over, or Doucouré can turn it over. And like I say, I'm happy with our wingers. I don't think our wingers. I think they're good when they get forward. I fancy McNeil. I think McNeil's getting better. I do. I think he's getting better, and I think his crossing wasn't good last game, but I think it will get better. And I think Iwobi, because what I seen from last game, Paul and Joe, is the wingers was coming in behind the striker, so Iwobi getting in that number 10 position, or McNeil getting in the number 10 position, and then the left back and right back getting forward. So we've got options here. This is the way I see it, and I want to get a tactic board to show you this, but I'll try and explain it just quick before we go on to score predictions. Right? We always say, "Oh, we've got one striker. How are we going to score goals?" This is how we score goals. Yeah, if we play Mopé up front, either Iwobi or McNeil on the wings need to get behind him into that number 10 position when they can, or Doucouré and Onana need to get behind him in that number 10 position as well. If they're all synchronized and do it at the right times, they should always be 2 players behind the striker. Like you've just said, Paul, Onana needs to get a goal. I mean, he has scored not long ago, so his confidence will be up to get another. Doucouré, I feel he's massive to get a goal. I think he's playing well. I think he's putting the shift in, but he needs to score. You could see that from his chance last game, couldn't you? He's scared.
Yeah, chances are that he was doing at least 3 hours a day on bloody shooting on the edge of the area.
He was. Yeah, remember that goal against Norwich?
That's good.
Top corner when everyone was round him. And I remember Doucouré when he was at it was Watford, wasn't it?
Yeah. The goal was against Southampton, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
I know it went top corner and he took his top off, didn't he? And one of our Everton fans grabbed him. I loved it. I did. I thought he was the best. I was starting to say Decore is the best centre midfielder around. He was good then under Carlo, but he's slowly coming back. I think he needs a goal because he was playing number 10 under Carlo, wasn't he? He was playing higher up under Benitez as well.
Yeah, he was almost doing that with a 2 as well, though, which was maybe why we were conceding a little bit lax behind. Yeah, but one of those 3, I think. And sort of reading in the comments, you know, a couple of people sort of saying about not relying on mistakes and things. What you've got to do, you've got to force teams into mistakes, and that's how you get your chances, isn't it? You know, not every goal's a perfect goal. So I think, especially if we can get them further and further back towards their own goal, that's when our chances will be. That's when our chances will fall from their defensive mistakes and us having a pop at the edge of the area.
Yeah, I fancy so. Score. You make him exciting. I'm thinking about the game in my head. I'm seeing who's going to score. I've got Onana as a header. One of our centre backs has got to score a set piece. So let's, Paul, Joe. Sorry, we'll go with you first. What's your score?
2-1. 2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton. I'm going to go really specific here because I'm just going to be a shitbag. Who scores for us? Who scores for them?
I agree with you. I think Decore's due a goal. I think McNeil or Iwobi is due a goal. So 1 out of them 3. And then I think we'll score from a set piece. So one of the big lads.
Your predictions, to be fair. 2-1. And Decore, Iwobi or McNeil. I'll take that. Paul, what are you going for? Pressure on, because you got it right last time.
I know. Well, I could either go for the Evertonian prediction, or I could go for the, balanced kind of. Well,
imagine someone's gave you $100,000 and you've got to put it on this. You've got to get it right.
No, go on then. I'll go 1-0. I'll go 1-0 again. I can't see us scoring a lot. I really can't. I mean, they've got a really good keeper in Martinez. He's an absolute arse. Do you know what I mean?
I don't like him.
No. Probably the same reasons that people don't like Pickford.
Yeah.
If you're not an Evertonian, but he is a good keeper. So I can only see us getting the odd chance where we can actually get the actual goal in. If we were going the other way, I'd say 1-1. I don't think we'll lose. I don't. I think they're in a lull. I think we're on a high. We're not saying that we're a better team than them by any means, but I think we can be set up to get a result better than them. I think we can adapt it a little bit better and be strong, particularly in the area. I think Dykes will see, and Ian Woan's a really good assistant manager as well. I think he'll be able to see where those dangers are going to come for Coleman and Miko. Because Ian Woan was a left winger, so he knows what to expect from someone else.
Like you say, if they're really good on the wings, like you said, and like people in the comments have said, he knows the threat. He'll see that because he was a winger, and he'll look to stop that. And that's good to. It's a good because we've got him as a winger. We've got Sean Dyche that was a centre back. There's balance now, and it finally feels like these players are getting coached. I'm going to go with.
Go on.
I want to do I want to go 1-0, but you just said that they're not going to score, and I get scared because I think, will they score? Because they have got some good attacking players, and there was really good attacking against Arsenal. But
like you were saying though, Dan, you say, I think Joe might have mentioned it yourself, is that, or someone in the comments, is that if we defend deep enough though, the likes of Watkins won't have many opportunities to get round the back. He won't have many opportunities to get beyond us because we'll be that deep anyway. We'll limit the space that he's got to create those chances. So keep the faith. Go on. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go. I want to beat you here, Paul. And I want to beat you because you got last one right, and I want to get 2 in a row. So I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Goal scorers.
And I'm going to go for. I actually bet on Doucouré last game to score, and he had that chance at the end. And he was one-on-one, wasn't he? And he miscontrolled it. He double-kicked it, Doucouré did at the end. And I had a bet on him to score. And he let me down. But I'm going to stick with Doucouré. I think he's going to knock one in. And I think Mopé's going to get one. I think Mopé's going to get one. I know, yeah. I've got the unicorn. That will give him luck, don't worry. No, I'll go with Doucouré and I'll go with Mopé. And that's going to be my score, 2-0. Some scores, drop your scores in the comments. Quickly chuck a few. I've managed to chuck one on, trying to chuck your scores on before we go off. Paul, who scores in your game, sorry?
I'll go Onana.
Onana. So we've all got a prediction. I'm sure everyone will remember them. Best not lose. We best not lose. We need to win this. Like, before, I'm going to end this now. It's been cracking having you both on, and I'm still learning, but I've absolutely loved it. It's quite good to have loads of opinions on, and we've kept it pretty organised. But said some good stuff. I really do want to win this, Paul and Joe. I really, really, really want to win this. And I know it's we all want to win this, but I don't want to be back in that relegation zone, bottom three. I hated it. And we've put all that hard work in the last 3 games, winning 2 out of 3, to get out of that zone and put us in with a bit of light in front of us. Now we've got to grab the opportunity to get away from it. And every team in this league, there's to you and Paul and Joe coming after me. Every team in this league, this relegation battle isn't easy, is it? It's a lot harder than last season. And I don't mean no disrespect to Aston Villa, but these are the games that we need to pick up points. We've got points from Arsenal. I didn't expect it. We've got points from Leeds. I felt we should have then. But this game as well, we've got to really, really go for it, and we've got to pick up points from this game. It's
really tight in terms of who's down there. You've got Southampton and Leeds playing each other tomorrow. So obviously they're just behind us. I'd love a draw off that, obviously. You've got West Ham who were playing Spurs, I think. Bournemouth have got City. So we can look now. There's that little bit, and it can it?
Yes. Your speaker went to a little bit there. It doesn't so well. Your speaker went a bit blue. Say it again.
I was just going to say. So those, I don't know where you heard up to.
No, we heard you through, but just at the very end. I know your camera's banged on today as well. You've done.
I was just saying it's kind of now that we need those points, because we're obviously going to come up to a bit of a sticky patch in the next month, if you like, because obviously we've got Arsenal away. We've got Forest away then. I don't know what's going to happen there, to be honest. Brentford at home, Chelsea away, Spurs at home, Man United away. So then you get into a period where we know it's going to be up and down anyway, but particularly against those sides, we know that we're going to not get as many points as maybe we will get in this month that we've been doing.
It's psychological as well, though, isn't it? Because I think Sean Dyche has come in, and we all talk about the manager bounce. Now, these players, you do think it as a footballer. You think a change can change your team. So Sean Dyche has come in, and you think we was crap, and now we're good. Sean Dyche has made us good. We've won 2 out of 3 games. So if we win the next game and make it 3 out of 4, the confidence that could come from that. And I know we haven't been consistent, but we might actually start to be a consistent team, because you can start to think to yourself then, we've beat Arsenal, we've beat Leeds, who I've mentioned more than I should have this stream. We beat Arsenal, we beat Leeds, and then you beat Villa as well if we beat them. Confidence is massive, and then you really can crack on and get away from this relegation battle, because I don't want to be in this, well, you don't want to be, none of us want to be in this relegation battle. I want us to be like away from it. I don't want it to be down to our last game to stay up. I want us to get away from it as soon as possible.
Like you were saying about manager bounces. Do you know what I mean? No one saw Southampton getting a result against Chelsea because they got rid of that Nathan Jones. Everyone seems a little bit happier there. So you never know about them. Leeds have got their new manager to come in at some point. So they might get a manager bounce off that.
We need to take advantage while we can, like you say, because other teams are going to start performing.
Well, Wolves have had a manager bounce and they're bloody winning now as well tonight. So
everyone's good, even Southampton. I looked at Southampton picking up that win. It's put them near us, hasn't it? There was quite a bit away from us at the bottom, and you think, oh, they're getting relegated. And straight away they have one win, and they're near us, and they can get out of the bottom three, and it's tight. It's a really, really hard, going to be a hard season this is. And I'm nervous, but I'm ready. I want to do it. And I'm excited. Right. Thanks, people, in the comments. I have been putting your comments up. Dropped a comment here. What do you think on the comment? I'll ask Joe. Just sort of talking to Paul last. Joe, Tom Davis hat-trick, what do you think?
Never say never.
I've seen two people commenting.
What are the odds on that? That'd be awesome.
Might stick a $5 on it, to be fair.
I think you get good odds just on him starting. Never mind frigging hat trick. But I like the if he scores a hat trick, it's going to be like one with his left foot, one with his right foot, and one on a skateboard. That's what it's going to be. That's going to be his perfect hat trick.
Apparently, there's been lots of UFOs over America, so that aliens bet seems to have slashed. Maybe Tom Davis is going to be even higher than that.
I know. I think it will. I wonder what the odds are on that. I'm going to have to look that up now. Someone said that in the comments. Right. Been a cracking stream. I'm excited. Are you excited, Paul?
I am excited. We can do it. Everyone be positive. And even, we're going to be positive. Keep the clean sheet. Everything else will follow.
Can we do it, Joe?
Of course we can.
Yes. This has been positive. I like it. It's been very positive. And I think that if you're going to stay up, that's what you've got to be. That's what I always say. If you're going to stay up, you've got to be positive to do it. Joe, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You've been good. First time you've ever been on. And you've been good. I'll have you on again. I know he's a bit nervous, but you've done cracking. Paul, getting professional, camera set up and all that now. We're getting there. Thanks for coming on again. I know you enjoy it. I'm loving it. I know you're enjoying it. And hopefully I'll ask you both tomorrow if you can come on Match Reaction, and we'll be celebrating, jumping around, going crazy. And I'll put this top back on the unicorn tomorrow and see if I can bring out the look for the unicorn. So I'll say bye.
You got to do the unicorn video, Dan. Don't forget.
Everyone rips me. They all call me a frigging Looney Tune, but I'll do it.
If you don't do it, we won't win. So
yeah, I know. So, he messaged me. I said to you, didn't I, in the comments? He messaged me. He was like, he DM'd me, and he said, he goes, "Are you doing the unicorn?" And I was like, "No, I'm not doing it today." And it was like 5 minutes before the game, and he was like, he sounded really like disappointed, like he thought that I was going to curse us. And I am a little bit superstitious, so I thought, right, I'm going to get it out. But this time, I'm getting the unicorn out first thing in the morning, getting it ready, getting some beeps from cars, and we're going to do it. We will do it. Right. See you later, everyone.
See you, everyone.